Hey, it's a beautiful day wherever you are. I know it is. I don't even care if it's cloudy outside. It's still a beautiful day because it's an opportunity to do something. I don't care what it is. Just an opportunity to do something. What I want to talk about real quick was the fear of missing out. It's FOMO. We that's the acronym for it. My goodness. Woo! Think about that. What do you have fear of missing out on? What do you or what could you have fear of that? Here's one. When you're trying to self-discover or trying to move into a different part of your life or just become someone different, every program that you come across out there in the internet world and what have you, they seem like they may have something more to add to the process. They seem like they may have something more. That's when that fear of missing out comes into play. Listen, there's only so many ways to skin a cat. Truly, only so many ways. But there are 1,000 different people telling you these many ways. And it might only be just a few. But that fear of missing out, that language that's used to and lure you back in, it is, let me tell you, works on the mind and they are good at it. So, I'm saying this to say, if you are working on a project or you're working on something and you've gathered the necessary information, and I'm not saying there's not more information out there, but be able to realize it's the same information that's out there that's coming at you. Don't let that language click in your mind and make you feel like you're missing out. And that's just in that aspect. Trying to better yourself or something, or trying to make a product or something. Just realize there's 1,000 different ways to do 6 things. Find out what the 6 things are and leave the other 994 things alone. That's the thing about fear about missing out. Now, personally, my own personal fear of missing out, let me tell you, it comes and goes. I arrest it most of the time. I do. I've had a great life. I've done things, I've made things, I've been places, so sometimes I don't feel that I'm missing out. But there are those times when I'm trying to figure things out and I may feel someone is saying something different and I do find out they're not. That's my fear of missing out that I go through. And I also, on a most personal level, I go through a fear of missing out. My kids live in another state. They are 14, 12, and 10. Small kids. My grown kids live in Los Angeles. And they are like 37 and 33. And I do feel, and I know it's true, I am experiencing some missing out. And I have that fear in me that I'm missing out on my kids growing up. And I am. Even though the technology that's out here allows me to see them, FaceTime and whatever type of platform you use that you can see people and you can text them and so forth like that. But still, that connecting, that touching, that opening the door and seeing my kids when they wake up or them come jumping into bed, I feel that I'm missing out on the baseball practice, on the soccer practice, on all these things. That's what I wrestle with. But I'm trying to fix it. And I said try. I don't like using try. I'm fixing it. I've changed my life. I have become a person who understands the best way to have a fulfilled life is to help others fulfill their lives. The best kind of life you can have is to help others become what they want to become. Yeah. You will get to where you're going helping others. That is the craziest shit in the world. But it's true. You help someone, you better yourself. That's just a footnote on FOMO. But you help someone and you better yourself. But back to what I was originally saying. The fear of missing out. Man, let that fear be legitimate. Let it be something that you can act upon. Don't let it be pie in the sky. Because everybody's selling pie in the sky. A better way to sell real estate. A better way to build your life, personally. A better way to play the stock market. A better way to trade, which is the same thing. Find a way that works for you. Use it. If you have to tweak it a little bit, tweak it a little bit. But please try to arrest that fear of missing out, the FOMO. Try to arrest it, put it down, because you're not missing out on nothing. I want you to remember that. Check out your information that you want to check out. Start using it. Start seeing how it works. Track yourself. I mean, if you got partners, everybody's tracking each other. If you by yourself, write that shit down so you can see the progress. If you don't write it down, you won't see it. But don't buy into the context of you missing out on anything. Stay very vigilant. Look at information around you. Know what you're working on and what you're doing. So when you hear the same identical rhetoric that's dressed up in a different kind of verbiage, you can spot it and you can say, I'm not missing out on anything. I've already taken care of that. And for those people that are around you, please, that person is not being a dick. That person has just gotten a better focus on what they're doing, and they realize that a lot of the stuff out here is repetitive and they're talking about the same thing. So just remember that. Your fear of missing out, for the most part, can be truly, truly exaggerated. That's all I want to touch on that moment. Now I got something else I want to talk about. Making a brand. Making a brand. Let me tell you, making a brand so often looks like you are self-centered, so often looks like you might be narcissistic, so like you're just not thinking of anyone but yourself. When you're making a brand on one of two things. Yourself as the brand or a product as the brand. Either one of those things, it's going to take a lot of attention, a lot of thought to detail, a lot of focus. And people that are working with you that understand that vision of making that product and or yourself the brand, they won't be giving you static. I kid you not. They will truly understand what has to happen, what has to go down for this brand to grow. And let me speak more specifically to an individual. If a person is the brand and they are out there in the public eye doing whatever, it takes a lot for that individual to get out there. And it takes individuals around that individual to not clutter and flutter their mind with things that may be of a negative nature. Because if you're out there talking to people and you are the brand, you're only human too. This thing only can take so much. So make sure if you are the brand, people that are around you understand that. And they don't bring that negative vibe to you. Because you're going to have to go out and put yourself out there. And I don't give a shit who you are. If people put enough negative bullshit in your mind, no matter what you're trying to say, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. So keep that in mind when you are the brand. What you have to go through upstairs. Keep in mind for people who are working with somebody who is a brand, what they're going through. It's not that they're being narcissistic or self-centered. Hopefully it's not that. It's easy to spot an asshole versus someone who's working to make that brand possible, who's doing whatever step to bring that brand to fruition. Just keep that in mind when it's a person. When it's a product, hey, if you're positive towards this product blowing up, taking it to the sky, it's very easy to find someone that's not on board, that's not kicking a positive idea or a positive thought or some suggestion that you could use to take this product to the next level. When you have people around there, they usually will fall off. The people who see the vision about the product that you're working on, they'll stay there and they'll find other avenues for that product to be more in the mainstream. Those are the people you want around you when you're working with a product. So that's building a brand as the header, an individual or a product. But what needs to be around that individual, because that individual is a talking head and they're completely human. That product, it's an innate object. It's a product, not innate, but an inert object, a product. But it still needs that village around it to propel it into the sky. It can be just that simple. That's my message for you today. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you are. Please, I can't do this by myself. I love doing these messages. Share this, please. Share this with whomever you'd like to share it with. But get it out there. If these messages that I talk about don't necessarily apply to you, they will apply to somebody that you know. I kid you not. Somebody's going through fear of missing out, and somebody's going through making themselves a brand. I got these things written down. But just keep that in mind. Please, share this. I'm trying to get somewhere, and I can get there with you. Have a great day.